Have you ever been rejected by love? Have you ever been rejected by your family? Have you been rejected by your school, your friends, your girlfriend, your boyfriend, your husband, your wife, your children, everyone? Have you ever been rejected? Have you ever faced rejection in life? If you have faced rejection, I think most of you may have, if you have lived life as a human being, I know it's not easy. I get it. It's not easy. Because whatever the hopes and expectations that you had, like all of a second, all of a sudden, that all the palaces that you have built collapses. Just 1 second, just like this. I mean, I know it's hard, but how to face and how to accept rejection? How to accept rejection in the way it is? How to be okay with rejection? But before we discuss that, may the noble Trivajam bless you all. Let's understand what rejection is. Actually, what is rejection? I mean, the rejection is usually happens when you have a certain expectation, when you have some certain expectations, and the you have an expected outcome, but the outcome or the things that you have to face is not the thing that you have in your mind. I mean, that's rejection, isn't it? I mean, you want to live a life with your loved one forever, but all of a sudden that you or no, like she gives you a message or he gives you a message saying that I don't think this works out. I think we should have a break. We should just be friends, like that. All of a sudden she says that or he says that. Then at that moment he feels rejected. You feel rejection that why that happens to me? What did I do? All of the questions that you like they come into your mind, isn't it? I mean, that rejection is actually that something that people can't even bear. You may have heard of so many stories, people have even go and hanged themselves. They committed suicide because they couldn't accept rejection. Sometimes society, that's a huge thing, especially in these days. In this day and age, that bullying has become a major problem. You can find bullies everywhere in the world. I mean, starting from the school, now the bullies have are like everywhere in social media as well. There are like some of the stories that I've heard that people like died. Many people like killed themselves. They committed suicide because they couldn't bear what society told them. The society was talking about them. They couldn't bear that. Therefore, they finally went and ended their lives. I could remember that there was a girl that who used to be a bit big in size, and her friends all the time they called her fat, this and that, and all these like rude things about her. I mean, she's a girl, the first thing, and the second thing is actually that I mean, it hurts the feelings, isn't it? But the boys or the girls that who were doing the joke, they didn't think about it. They were just joking all the time, bullying and talking, telling bad things, sharing bad the photos. And because of all these things, finally she took a decision in her life, and she thought that by ending my life, I would be able to get out of my problems forever. That's what she thought. And because of that, she ended her life. I mean, rejection is something that you get all the time. It's something that you can't avoid. It's something that you have to live with. But in order to be able to accept rejection, you have to understand the real meaning of rejection. Rejection is actually when you have a certain wanting, if you don't get what you want, that is a rejection. I mean, you expect society to know you, to identify you as someone that can be friendly, the someone that they can talk with, someone they build a relationship with, someone they know, just like that, someone they know. That is the expectation you have. When you start a relationship with someone, you expect so many things from your girlfriend, you expect so many things from your boyfriend, and you want her or him to keep giving and fulfilling those expectations, isn't it? But all the time she tells and he tells that I give you the dump. Just manage yourself from hereafter. At the moment you feel rejected, you know why? Because you have an expectation. You have an expectation. Imagine that when you are going on the street, all of a sudden a girl comes to you and she says, I don't think this works out. I'll, I think we would have to live by ourselves. I don't think this would work out. Something like that, she comes and tells you. Do you feel rejected? I mean, someone that you don't know at all, she comes and she tells like that. Then how do you feel? Rejected? No. No, but you would go like, oh, what has happened to her? Isn't it? Has she gone nuts or something? You would ask that, you would tell that. But you won't tell the like, you won't feel rejected. Is because that you didn't have an expectation. That's the only reason. If you have an expectation of whatever that you expected didn't come true, then you feel rejected. It's easy. That is a mechanism of rejection. But the thing's actually that expectation thing, all the time you have expectation in your mind. Therefore, whenever that you do something, at whatever the time that you do something, all the time because of the expectation that you have, the mind wants it. Since the mind wants it, the mind somehow tries its best to achieve it. But if the mind couldn't achieve it, we call it rejection. I mean, ladies and gentlemen, if you could eradicate this wanting, that is the only cure for rejection. That is the only way to accept rejection. But if you have an expectation, as long as you have an expectations all the time, it's in your mind, when would it come true? But if you can understand this Dhamma and apply this into life, you will realize actually that you don't need to have any of these things around you to make you happy. Therefore, ladies and gentlemen, understand this and accept rejection in the way it is. Accept rejection in the way it is. Because rejection, being rejected is not the cause for your suffering. Not being rejected, but you wanting not to be rejected is the reason that you suffer, is the reason that you go through all the pain in the world mentally. Eradicate wanting. That will be the only cure. Think about it. May the Noble Tipajam bless you all. Have a nice day.